Hello, everybody. So the theory that I most identify with is the person-centered theory. I identify with this theory most because I find that I tend to be a very empathetic person to begin with. So I feel for me it more usually comes naturally. So that's one of the approaches that I like. I like that in that theory you're a little bit more real with your client. You can actually talk about some of your own personal things that have happened to kind of help relate to your client. So that's why I really kind of relate to that theory and how it applies to my personality. Is just I'm always empathetic. I my along with my counseling style, I'm always saying, yeah, okay. My videos, I notice that I'm always shaking my head, saying, right, okay. I say a lot of encouragers without even really realizing I do, until I did the videos, and then obviously I kind of like was able to see more that I do that. Some challenges that I may face is I feel that I may be the kind of person that tries to be somebody's friend. So I think being able to start trying to change that is definitely going to be a challenge because it's just who I am. I want to be somebody's friend. I definitely talk like I'm somebody's friend instead of necessarily talking as though I'm their counselor. So definitely that I feel is going to be a challenge for me. But definitely with obviously working through everything, it will go away. I hope. I'm sure it will. um, I would definitely address that issue, especially I think in reviewing the videos that I do. It helps me critique myself and show what I need to do and what I don't necessarily need to do, and how I could say things differently. So I do like, obviously, at first it was definitely a little scary doing the videos and a little nerve wracking, but I do like the fact that in the videos it's able to show you what you need to work on, and the things that you need to address. So I think for me, that's definitely something I'm going to use to my advantage and see where I'm maybe being a little too overly like somebody's friend. I'm be able to like tone it back. Um, some of my ideas and values, I definitely value the fact that, along with the person centered theory, you relate a lot to your client. I think for that, me personally, if I was in counseling, I think being able to hear personal stories in my counselor would help me relate, and I think be able to strengthen our counselor client bond and our relationship as that. So I definitely value that. My some of my One of my guiding principles that I had actually spoken about in my paper is the relationship enhancers and how important it is, to be able to incorporate that uh, with your client. Empathy is to me the most important enhancer, as why I relate so much to the person-centered theory. I had wrote in my essay, empathy is the most important enhancer to me as to a counselor. Without empathy towards your client, with whatever your client is feeling, it's really hard for you to seem genuine if you don't have empathy for what that person is saying, especially if it's like a really tough issue. So I think that's why, those guiding principles for me really stick out, and why person centered theory really stuck out in my mind. Um, in the beginning of the semester, it was definitely a little different as to, coming into this class for the first time. Um, I've never done a counseling session before, so it was definitely an eye-opening experience, and being able to then see like what I needed to work on, especially with the first video, um, definitely was helpful, and I appreciated seeing what I needed to do to work on being a better counselor. And I think I definitely am not 100% because obviously my 20-minute video was only the second time I've ever done anything like that. So definitely on the way to where I need to go. And yeah, so that's me. And I appreciate the videos and being able to, obviously it was definitely going out of my comfort zone, and I definitely look forward to doing that in the future to be able to better myself as a counselor and better help my clients, because at the end of the day that's what's most important.